The French Revolution was a disaster, killed 2 million people, led to the rise of Napoleon, perhaps the world's first totalitarian fascist dictator who began wars of conquest that killed an additional 4 million people, led to the restoration of slavery, to the restoration of the monarchy and a delay of democracy in France by perhaps a century. Russian Revolution killed several million, led to the Russian Civil War, which killed another 9 million, led to the rise of Stalin, who killed 20 million. There's an old cliche, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Well, it ignores the fact that people aren't eggs, and that generally it does not result in an omelet. Again, the Chinese Revolution, perhaps the most disastrous event in history, led to the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, which killed perhaps 30 to 40 million people altogether. Time and again, violent revolution, violent war, in addition to the moral harm of mass murder. And again, I mean, murder, we're talking about millions or tens of millions of people, does not result in a stable, peaceful state that saves the lives of even more. Quite the contrary. You know, a recent study by Maria Stephan and Erica Chenoweth actually looked over the last century at violent and nonviolent resistance movements to put the Gandhian hypothesis to a test that there are ways of overcoming tyranny using all of the tactics that Gandhi worked out. Now, you could, of course, be cynical about the Gandhian hypothesis by saying, well, he tugged at the heartstrings of the British at an opportune moment, and he just got lucky. So they decided to count. All of the resistance movements of the 20th century, they divided them into violent ones and nonviolent ones, putting aside the question of which was more moral, that is, which murdered fewer people, just ask the question of which is more effective. Now, it's not the case that violent resistance movements always succeed or that nonviolent ones fail or vice versa. But if you count them up, so they found that nonviolent resistance movements were 3 times as effective as violent ones.